New information on the Arkansas Republican Party's efforts to close its primary elections to non-Republican voters. Should those new rules take effect, it could impact the way you vote as early as 2026. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams in the studio with us now to help break this all down. Rachel?
Darren, at its biannual state convention in Rogers this weekend, the Arkansas GOP voted to close upcoming primaries. That means you'd have to be registered as a Republican to vote in a Republican primary. We've reached out to the state Republican Party chairman, Joseph Wood, and members of his staff in search of answers, but we haven't heard back yet. However, Brian Lester, chairman of the Washington County Republican Committee, tells me he does not expect the new rules to take effect. At its biannual convention Saturday, the Republican Party of Arkansas voted to close its primaries.
So in any organized society, you have rules, a procedure which you have to follow in order to get things done. And one of the things that the RPA requires and Robert's Rules of Order, which is our de facto or default rules when we don't have a rule, specifically to the contrary through the party, is that you have to have proper notice.
And Brian Lester, chairman of the Washington County Republican Committee, does not believe those rules were followed in Saturday's vote.
I will tell you that in my opinion, the primaries have not closed in Arkansas because those rules are invalid.
Although Lester says he feels indifferent on the issue of closure, he sees pros and cons. For example, he believes closing the primary would cut down so-called crossover votes.
Especially in certain areas, you'll get a lot of Democrat voters that'll come over and vote in a Republican primary to try to sway the vote to a what they see as a weaker type of candidate. So, a lot of people will vote in the other party's primary to try to get the weaker candidate elected.
As for possible negative impacts on the party,
I think you disenfranchise voters. I think you have thousands and thousands of voters who feel like this group, Republicans, don't care about my voice, and so I'm just not going to show up and vote. And I think that's a bad idea.
The Secretary of State's office tells me in order for the Republican Party to close its primaries, a measure would have to be passed into law by the state legislature, providing the framework for this. Meanwhile, the Democratic Party also held its convention over the weekend, and closing the primary wasn't considered. Rachel Williams, 5 News.